Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cigar Sundays. Today I'm joined by my good friend Temi, who has been fucking doing bits here in Thailand. When did you come here?
I came here on the 9th of March. I've been here for 4 or 5 weeks now. Coming to the end of my term here.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you, brother.
You've actually come here with your brother.
Yes.
Which I find very interesting. What do you guys do together?
So we run a business called Alpha Setters, which is an appointment setting agency and an appointment setting training program. What we do is we train young guys in the field of appointment setting, and then we place these appointment setters with business owners that are looking to scale and they need to hire appointment setters. That's our business.
All right, sweet. Why Thailand?
Because you were here, bro. Came to see you. Thailand's just been a destination that I wanted to come, you know? Everyone talks about Thailand. It's like got so much hype around it at the moment.
Yeah.
My bro Matt Jacobs was here last year. That looked sick.
You know Matt?
I know Matt. He's in the same space, bro.
Oh,
in the same space.
Okay. Oh, awesome, mate.
I've been speaking to Matt for a while. So.
Matt's a cool guy.
Yeah,
cool guy.
yeah, definitely.
How's he doing? I've not spoken to him for ages.
He's over in the Philippines. I'm sure he's thriving. I've not spoken to him in a while either, but
yeah.
I'm sure he's thriving.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to come to Thailand. So many people here. I've got so many friends. So many people said they were coming here at the period that I wanted to come here. So it was literally a case of, oh boy, should we go to Thailand? Cool, we booked the whole trip.
Yeah, go together, man.
Within like the first 5 days of, oh, should we go to Thailand? Whole trip was booked, villa booked, everything, and here we are.
You waste no time then. You actually came out with not only your brother, but also a few of your guys.
My students, yeah.
A few of your students.
Yeah, Alpha Setters.
That is fucking sick. That is Leadership 101. How has that been?
It's been really good. It's exceeded my expectations. I get along so well with my students.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like obviously your vibe attracts your tribe, right?
Yeah.
The content that you're putting out, your personality on social media, your personality is going to attract people similar to you. And because Alpha Setters, because my students are all guys that we share the same values, they're similar to me, it's just been an amazing time. It's been so productive, so many laughs, boisterous, hard work. It's been a really good experience, and I'm sure that they've taken a lot of value from it as well.
Oh, for sure. What are some of the skills that you've picked up from that? Because that's obviously like such a massive leap and bound. You've got like a tribe of guys who are essentially looking up to you.
At home, back in the UK, I still live with my parents, still live with my mom.
Mate, I bet this has been like crazy for you then.
So for me, this was like literally just like stepping up and being the man, because in the house, 6 guys, I've been the guy that has to, make sure everyone's, not falling out, everyone's cool. Like, we've had a few times it's happened where there's been some like mini conflicts. I've got to squash it.
Oh, yeah.
It can happen very easily in a testosterone-filled environment.
Yeah, but also like the smallest things get to you, when
over
you're
a long period as well.
Exactly, yeah.
There's always things about anyone, like you and your partner. There might be small things that might just piss you off a little bit on a long time frame.
I can tell you now, my biggest issue I have is like I'm just a bit of a messy person.
Yeah.
And I've lived with other people before. Like I lived with Hamza for a while. Oh, it was awful in terms of like, because we're both.
Where did you live with Hamza?
Here in Thailand.
Here, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we spent like two months together here in various villas. And like, I was a bit of a messy guy. Hamza can be a little bit messy too. So, oh man, it caused like so many little silly like conflicts, just living with other dudes. Like I much prefer having like my own space now.
I hear that. I do hear that. It's been like 30 days now. I hear it, but it has been super productive as well,
Oh yeah. Yeah, it depends. Like it can go one of two ways, right? If you're living with a bunch of guys, you can either like dial the fuck in and do absolute bits, which is something that me and my friend's been speaking about recently actually. Like we wanna in the coming month or so we wanna get like a fucking compound here for like a month or so and just do fucking like bits, you know what I mean? Yeah, it depends who you're living with as well.
Yeah.
Obviously like that's a lot of the value you bring to your tribe. Like you probably set the fucking pace in terms of like this is what this is going to be, and it's if you don't have that like strong character,
you have to frame it. You really have to adopt. There needs to be a leader. There always just needs to be
otherwise it just falls into like degeneracy, like going to Wang every night and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking
it's like because we have different personalities in the group, everyone's got different personalities. There needs to be sort of like a neutral party leader, like 100%. Like we had David, great guy. Great. David brought all the good vibes with him.
Nice.
But if David had his way every week, we'd be at Akbar every single night. Whereas if Adam had his way, then if it was just me and Adam, and Adam was calling the shots, we'd just be recording YouTube videos all day. So we needed the balance.
Yeah, you've got like the extreme ends, and you usually meet somewhere like in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's awesome. you're here with your brother, which I feel like that's an interesting like dynamic to be in. What's some of like the character development moments you've had like with your brother out here as well?
So me and my brother, he's like.
And I'm sorry, you're in business together, right?
We are in business together, yeah.
That's
like,
awesome.
My brother is my business partner.
So you're like the tape bros in that sense.
Exactly, yeah. We've always had comparisons to the tape bros naturally because we're two brothers on self-improvement, building a business. I really like spending time with my brother. I like being, because we don't live together back home. He lives in Manchester. He's a uni student actually. Of course, you know, I tell him like every week to drop out of uni. Of course, so it's always good being close to my brother again, seeing him every single day so that we can go backwards and forwards.
Yeah, he's probably staying near his university, right?
Yeah, he lives.
So
stays over in Manchester. I don't see him much at all.
Oh wow, so this has been like fucking awesome for you guys and to like sort of reconnect in that sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Spend a lot more time together.
We can just strategize, scheme on the business.
Nice.
Cook up ideas together.
Nice.
And I don't know, I think because back home, like we both live our completely separate lives and we sort of just he goes about his life. He's a semi-pro footballer. Wow. He's a uni student. He's an appointment setter to this day. Obviously, I don't work as an appointment setter anymore, but my brother's still appointment sets.
So you've like graduated to like the master.
Yeah, oh yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Okay.
I'm the big guy now.
You're the big G. You're the big G.
But my brother, like, he's still learning the ropes. He's still getting there. He still works as an appointment set and he's getting involved with the business. He's got a lot on his plate. And then on my end, I've got the business to run, the agency to run. And then, of course, I've been having boxing fights like every other week. Basically. It feels like every other week.
Yeah.
So we've both had our own little separate lives going on, but it's been good to just go on a little retreat, connect, and just strategize what we're going to do moving forward. What's the plan moving forward? So it's been good. Like, there's no one that I would rather travel with than my brother, of course.
Yeah, and I bet it's like you draw so much like new ideas and inspiration from coming to places like this, hanging around with like a bunch of new people, and just like also just spending time together as well. Obviously, if you don't have that as much back at home, you've got different things going on. Like you get so many new ideas.
Yeah, even like, you know, the sparring each other every day. One thing about me and my brother, like, it's like we're so competitive.
Yeah, good.
It's like I'm a lot smarter. So my brother's younger than me. He's 2.5 years younger. He doesn't look it, does he? He's 2.5 years younger. He's a lot taller than me. He's a lot bigger than me. He's got a full beard, sleeve of tattoos.
Bro.
He looks a lot bigger. But in the gym, whenever we train together, for some reason, I always match him. At least. He's a lot bigger than me and he's a lot stronger than me. But when I train with my brother, it's like I unlock like extra strength just because I want to match him.
Yeah.
I can't let little bro outdo me. So
that's that like superpower of like masculinity.
Toxic masculinity, bro.
That's that toxic masculinity, bro.
Toxic masculinity strength, yeah. But no, that's what we need though.
It's fucking good, bro.
Competitiveness is our superpower as men.
If that's driving you to be better, then why is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
You know as well, like low-key, the reason I even got into fighting to begin with was just to be competitive with my bro.
Yeah.
Because we fought a lot growing up, and this guy's always been bigger than me. Okay. So like, you know, I got into fighting just so that, you know, bro can't just sit on me anymore. Yeah. Because that's what he used to do, sit on me. Man.
Yeah, I feel like I'm obviously like I don't fight as often. I've been focusing on gym as of recently, but whenever I've been like sparring people in the past, I feel like I'm always sparring guys who are like bigger than me in terms of like
that's what it is.
Muscle and shit. And it's like, fuck, man, you just get like big broed, like exactly like you just said, like just people just sit on you.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I say something about that though?
Yeah.
So what's your main focus right now in the gym?
Get bigger, I think.
Get bigger. You're bulking.
Yeah.
For me, bulking's always been difficult.
It's fucking insanely difficult for me, bro.
I can cut like a crackhead, bro.
Bro. Bulking is so hard, man. I have to eat like 4,000 calories to gain anyway.
Same. 4,000 is like my baseline calories.
It's brutal, man.
Especially with the training as well.
Yeah.
So like you said, like you're focusing on bulking at the moment because when you're combat sports, you burn a lot of calories. A lot of calories.
Yeah.
It's very hard to manage both. But I've always made sure to try and manage both because I think becoming a fucking weapon, the mindset shift that you just have from being dangerous, there's nothing that comes close to that, like in terms of self-improvement. I don't think there's anything that can replace that. I don't think muscles give the same effect.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm still bulking. I've been trying to bulk for a couple of months now since I had my last fight. How much do you think I weigh?
71.
Yeah, exactly. Really? Exactly, like 70 and a half.
Nice.
My last fight was in December at 64 In fact, no, 63 kg.
Oh my god, that's insane. Oh my god, dick skin lean, bro. Fuck.
Oh, it's horrible weight cutting for a fight. It's horrible.
Do you do like the hardcore weight cutting shit where you like
I don't like to.
water weight and everything?
I don't like to. Ideally, I want to fight at just my normal body weight because I don't like weight cutting. But it was a rematch. It was for a title. They had like the leverage cards, and they was like, no, we want you to fight at this weight.
Right.
So I didn't really have a choice. I just did it.
Did you win?
I won. And I got my first title, brother.
Fuck yes, bro.
It was a rematch. He's the only person that ever beat me in my boxing.
Really?
It was a rematch, and I beat him for the title.
Oh my god, what does that journey look like?
Oh,
That's like a rocky journey, bro. What does that say? You lose the fight? What are the feelings right after you lose the fight? First boxing fight lost?
So, at the moment in my boxing career, I actually always get this wrong because I've also fought in boxing tournaments as well as boxing fights, and they don't count towards your record.
Right.
Because it's different, because you have loads of fights in a short period of time. That's how I fought Will. Will, one of the previous guests of this podcast, who I met out here in Thailand. Last week. Yeah. I already fought him last year in the final of the WKO European Ring Sports.
I find that so funny. You just happen to come across each other again out here.
Yeah, bro. Like we literally fought each other.
That's so funny.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a small world, man.
It's a very, very small world.
You guys have some awesome sparring rounds.
We have great sparring rounds.
Yeah, because boys, if you don't know, we do a fight club here in Samui, and every week we meet up and we just beat the shit out of each other. And Will and Temi been going to those, beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah. Me and Will go to town.
Yeah, man.
We go to town. But it's because we fought each other, we've been in the ring, we know we can take it.
Yeah.
Because when you fight someone in the ring, like you ain't going easy on each other when you like, have a fight, you know? So now like sparring, like we know we can take it.
And you've also like felt each other out a bit as well, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And we're friends now as well. And it's good fun, like, you know, because when it's two guys that really evenly match, the rounds are really good fun. But when it comes to my boxing journey, so I had my first fight actually in October 2022. So it's not been a long time at all. In the space of like 14 months, I had like 6 or 7 boxing fights. Right. Which, wow. Compared to today's standards, where professional fighters, they'll fight 2 to 3 times a year, and that would be considered like fairly active. Yeah. I had 6 or 7 fights in the space of 14 months. I had a lot of fights. Speed running CTE, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I have, but I don't play. That's not a long-term thing for me, the fighting. Yeah. I don't want to go pro. I don't even fight because I enjoy fighting. It was literally just a case of self-improvement. Like, it's the most uncomfortable thing for me to do. Yeah, I can definitely fucking see that, bro. I think like whenever I step into like some sort of MMA environment, I always feel like a deep sense of like discomfort knowing that people in this room can like fucking like wail on me. Yeah. It's always so difficult. And like I've had it, I mentioned this with Will actually, but like I've had it in the past where like I'd have sparring partners who would like just beat the fuck out of me. Oh, we've all had those partners, bro. Yeah, it doesn't help though, because when I started to try and get back into it, it's like I just sort of remember that, and it's very disheartening actually. Well, I actually think I would have made a lot more progress in boxing and kickboxing if I didn't have those guys when I first started out, 100%. Really? The first like 2 years, I'd do sparring every weekend. I didn't even want to spar. I didn't even want to go. Yeah. But I'd go to the sparring class. I'd just get like literally the fuck beaten out of me, because I wouldn't consider myself a natural fighter. Like I was that guy that really can't take punches. Again, I was just a video game player, bro. Like some skinny neck fucking League of Legends Smite player, bro. Yeah. Smite. Do you know Smite? Do you know Smite? Fuck off, bro. Who are you playing? Susano. I had all my little stars. Oh, you were one of those fuckers, man. I had all the stars on Susano, bro. Okay, wait. What was my main? Oh, mate, I can't remember my main. I had quite a few. Oh, mate, what a game. What a game. I can't believe you played Smite. I've never met someone who played Smite before. That was the most hours I had on any video game, were in deep then, bro. That's a nerdy ass game. It's a nerdy game, bro. Okay, man. Wait, so how does this guy who plays Smite decide one day, like, fuck this, I want to start my journey of, like, when did you start your journey of self-development? Was it with fighting, or was it with, like, other things? So, fighting definitely helped. And I was in fighting even when I was a nerd. But the thing is with the video games is because it's such a like dopamine stimulating activity, what I would literally find myself doing was like almost like my body would tell me that I'm too unwell to go training today. Right. Just that sort of bullshit, you know? Yeah. Where I'd maybe have a slight temperature or like I feel like my body just fakes the illness just so that I could stay at home and just like play video games. Right. You know what I mean? So I was into fighting, but I wasn't consistent with it. And that definitely helped because I was into watching the UFC and I did aspire to be like these people. Conor McGregor was a big like role model for me when he was like popping in the UFC.
I love the UFC so much. It's the only sport I give a fuck about.
Same.
I love the UFC.
I box, but I don't even watch boxing. I don't care to watch boxing. Yeah. The UFC is just clear.
Yeah, easy.
I was watching UFC. I was a big fan of that. I knew I was leaving a lot on the table. And then what really got me into self-improvement, I think it was the start of 2021 or the end of 2020. Hamza's YouTube video. Imagine I was on Smite. I was literally playing Smite and I was playing Ranked Duel. I don't know if you know this game mode, but that was my game mode. 1v1. I was great at 1v1. So I was playing Ranked Duel and I died. And you know the 40-second respawn timer? Me being a dopamine fiend.
Tab out, get a video on.
You think I can sit there and just wait for 40 seconds, bro? No, hell no.
Oh my God.
I brought a YouTube video up on my phone whilst I was dead. And home screen, it was Hamza's YouTube video. I clicked on it. I don't remember the exact video, but I clicked on it. It was a Hamza Unfiltered YouTube video. I clicked on it and he was just calling out exactly everything that was me. Everything that was wrong about me. He called it out. You know what I mean? You know, he used to play video games, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, he'd socially awkward and he'd be a degenerate, going out, being around dirty women. He called out everything that was me. So whilst I was continuing to play the game, I was watching this video because I was actually kind of interested at the same time. And then I think it really helped that I was losing the game of Smite.
Yeah,
it really helped.
You were just pissed off. You're like, fuck this. I'm finished with this shit, bro.
Yeah, because I died again. And I was actually pissed. I rage quit. And I was watching this video. I was like, you know what? He's right. I'm wasting time right now playing this video game. I'm not having fun. Is there a smile on my face? No, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Because I've just spent 20 minutes on a game and I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time. So I deleted it. I literally deleted Steam, deleted all my video games. That's it. I ordered a book, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Oh, what a book.
Wow, what a book.
Bro, that is the only book I've read, like, literally, like, just enthralled by it. Like cover to cover. I read it all within, like, 2 days.
I've read it 8 times, brother.
Oh, bro, it's such a good book. Such an incredible book.
I make sure all the alpha setters read this book. Yeah.
It was, like, enthralling to read. Yeah. Usually I'm reading, I'm like, it's a bit of a task for me. Like, oh, do some reading, you know. This book, I was like, no, fucking, like, I'm reading it because I want to.
I was so surprised because throughout school I could not read more than 2 sentences without having to go back and reread it.
Yeah.
But I read this book so quickly, so easily. I did what David Goggins said. I looked myself in the eyes, looked myself in the mirror, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, because he gives you those actionable steps after each chapter, right?
He does. It's a really approachable book.
Yeah.
For beginners that are looking to get into reading.
Yeah.
After you hear about a man that was 300 pounds, lost 100 pounds in 3 months, ran 100 miles with 3 days notice, had kidney failure, broke both of his feet, broke his shin bones, and finished the race, and all of this crazy stuff that David Goggins has done, and I'm just sat in my bedroom playing Smite. You know, going partying at the weekend, working at Amazon warehouse, kind of hated my life. It just let me know that, you know what, there's more on the table, and if Goggins can do this crazy shit, there's no reason why I can't at least try.
Yeah.
At least try. So that's when, everything flipped for me, and I was all in on self-improvement.
Wow. Okay. And what does your self-improvement journey kind of look like? Like, we all have, like, certain pitfalls. Obviously, you mentioned gaming. You've, like, briefly mentioned, like, going out. Like, much of a club guy?
I wasn't much of a club guy, but I had 2 really bad friends groups. So Friends Group A, the video game friends group, my Smite buddies and all these guys. And Friends Group B was actually like drug dealers and like people like that. They would do drugs, that sell drugs. And I wouldn't go to clubs.
Exactly the same as me then.
Literally exactly the same.
Exact same shit. Yeah, I had my video game friends, and then like, let's do ketamine together, friends.
Yeah. There we go. That was that. Sick. Video game friends, and then we won't go to clubs.
We've got a lot in common, bro.
We just go to these dirty house parties. Bro.
Yeah.
A lot in common, yeah.
Doing some fucking balloons at like 6 a.m. Shit like that. Yeah, terrible.
Exactly. So the worst friends groups, the self-improvement for me, the initial step that I took was obviously delete the video games. I got rid of my TV, replaced it with a whiteboard. I just started reading every day and just started really consistently training. Kickboxing at the time. I was training 12 times a week.
Wow. I went 12 times a week?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I just went... Yeah, just took it to the gym. Just took it to the gym and started training.
I did the same, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a kickboxing gym, but I spent like fucking 4 or 5 hours a day like lifting weights for like 9 months.
There we go.
Because like when I wasn't doing that, when I wasn't going through physical pain, the mental anguish I would feel would be like so overbearing. So I'd be like, fuck this, I'm just gonna go to the gym for like the 2nd time today. Just completely destroyed my body. My body was just fucked, really. But it's surprising also, like, how much your body can adapt, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I was going in and...
Goggins, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going in and, like, smashing the fucking weights.
Yeah.
And, like, nowadays, sometimes I lift the weights, like, 5 times a week, and I'm like, ooh, my legs hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, bro...
It's the same with me in kickboxing. Like, I adapted to the 12 training sessions a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If I tried that now, then I'd probably struggle, but it's all just mental. It's a mental barrier.
Yeah.
I think there's 4 cures for depression. Gym, outdoors, God, gym, outdoors, God, and a dog. that's the last one.
A dog, bro.
A pet, gym, faith, and outdoors. Those are like the 4.
That's so true, man. Actually,
4 cures to depression.
That's so true. I found like so much like small joys in like I had a pet cat, and also, well, she passed away, which is very sad. But then I got a dog, a French bulldog called Harley, and like even on my worst days, every time I looked at that dog, she would just make me laugh, because it's like, it just made me laugh how like reliant she was upon me. Like she would just be complete. It's one of those dogs where it's like just completely useless without human intervention, and she'd just look at me like a dumbass, and I'd just fucking laugh every time. And she's like such a lovable dog as well.
Yeah.
You get so much like small joys out of that, honestly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We don't need the video games. We need real world interactions.
Yeah.
Animals outside, sunsets.
And that's one of the best things about being here as well, because it's such a like a nature dense place, you know. So there's no excuse to not be going outside. In the UK, you might be like, oh well, it's not nice, it's chilly outside and stuff like that. Here, it's just like, bro, go outside, man. Such an inspiring place to be for so many different reasons. What's some of the coolest stories you've got out here?
Oh, cool stories. I think for a start, the first little fight club that we did while I was here was interesting, because when we got to the island, straight away, there was some sort of like weird relationship between my brother and David. Like they were sort of like dick measuring each other the whole time.
Right. I think I've heard this story. They were just beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, so the first little fight club that we have, these guys just started beating the fuck out of each other in the boxing ring. Like proper, like just swinging at each other. Because these guys are like, they're not experienced fighters either. Like they're both pretty new to fighting. David's been training MMA for a couple of months now. My brother did boxing for a year, like when he was younger, and obviously he grew up fighting me. So they've got like a little bit of fighting experience, but they're not like, you know, experienced. And then you've just got these 2 unexperienced guys just throwing haymakers.
Just a bar fight.
Just bloody noses all around. And I literally had to stop it, and I was like, boys, like, okay, this is not okay.
Oh
like,
my God.
This is not okay, boys. But it was an interesting story that they'll both be able to tell now as well.
Yeah.
And
what
like,
caused that?
Yeah, I'd literally just think it was just the whole time they're just trying to one-up each other. Obviously, you know, the competitive environment, I get it. I do get it.
Yeah.
I do get it.
Well, they sorted it in the boxing ring.
They sorted it in the boxing ring.
That's the best case scenario, bro.
Exactly.
And I bet they gained so much like mutual respect for each other.
Yeah,
as well.
100%.
I bet they like probably settled a little bit after that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. From there on, it was good vibes. Good vibes all around.
That's funny.
Got a few stories, of course, of, you know, being chased by dogs and stuff on the bikes.
No, that's classic.
Classic.
Classic type.
But yeah, no, surprisingly, like, not that much mad shit's gone down. Not that much mad shit.
I mean, you've been pretty fucking locked in here as well.
Yeah.
What do you think, like, because a lot of people, they come here and they're like, oh, I couldn't imagine being, like, productive here. It's too chill. It's like the island boy vibe and shit, like.
See, I don't understand how you can come here and not be productive.
I agree.
I don't understand, yeah, like, we're not in Zante, you know, like, we're not in, like, Ibiza. Like, we are here in an island full of entrepreneurs. We're surrounded by killers, people making money. It's these sexy, rich, massive, steadhead motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
I come into Success Gym and it's like, this is my competition, but I need to work harder. I need to work harder.
They are all
huge.
blasting steroids.
Yeah, they're all huge. Blasting steroids.
It's kind of good, though, like, having guys in the gym who are, like, bigger than you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you go in and you're like, all right, man.
Yeah.
I've got some work to do.
That's another reason as well why, like, I take martial arts so serious as well, because it's like, I'm not competing with these guys on strength. I'm not doing steroids. Like, I need to, like, I need to extra, like, I need to be able to extra defend myself.
Yeah. You'd probably fuck them up, though. Like, they look big, but, like, you'd probably fuck them up.
I wouldn't want to try.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to try. Maybe I could, but, like, I wouldn't want to try.
Yeah.
But
you wouldn't take your chances.
when you live a high-energy lifestyle, You're getting your vitamin D from the sun every single day. You're surrounded by nature, God's creation. I find it hard not to be inspired. I find it harder to work when I'm sat by myself in my office than I do while I'm out here.
So agreed, man. It's so funny how like the perspective can be so shifted depending on what you do. I mean, a lot of people, they come here and they're like, yeah, I can't imagine being productive here. And it's like, yeah, it's because you're on a 1 week holiday and you've spent 4 days of that week drinking.
Yeah, there we go.
Of course, you're gonna associate this island with not being productive. But it's such a fucking shame.
Yeah.
I remember it's like last year when I was here. I was in Chaweng, which is like the party area on this island. I think I was with Hamza and we were speaking to these 2 girls, and they were like, how long have you been here? And I was like, oh, I've been here for like a month. And they were like gobsmacked, like, oh my god, you've been here a month? I was like, yeah. And then she goes,
all of these backpacking hoes,
the like, backpacking hoes, man, yeah, it's crazy,
bouncing around,
island hopping and shit. They were like, yeah, but there's only like 5 clubs here. What do you do for the month?
Crazy.
What do you do for the month? I'm like, other shit. Other shit. Oh my god, it's just mind-boggling to people. Like, oh, you're here and you're not drinking every night.
Yeah.
Whoa, crazy.
This is not a place that I would come though. Like, if I just wanted to go and just booze for a week, this is not a place that I'd come for that anyway.
Yeah.
Art bar's nice, but like that's it.
Yeah, art bar's quite nice, but you don't have to even drink there.
Yeah, I mean, we've been many times to art bar and just been on the sparkling water. So,
yeah, same.
I don't understand how you could spend all that money to fly all the way across the world to literally paradise. This is the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life, and you spend that drunk and hungover. That's crazy.
Insane. It is insane. I think I've got a video on my channel called like traveling 8,000 miles across the globe to become a degenerate, and I think I talk about exactly that. This was like a few years ago.
It's mind blowing to me, brother.
It's crazy. But you've mentioned God a few times, man, and this is something I fucking love in you.
Yeah.
Instantly, I was thinking about this just earlier, actually. Like, I was like, I trust Temi so much more, even though I don't know you that well.
Yeah.
Because you're a godly man.
Yeah. 100%.
And you're not one of these guys who are just saying like, you know, oh yeah, I'm not like me really. I'm like exploring my religion, like. Yeah. But you're like on it with the fucking God shit, bro.
Because you trust me more because you know that even if you're not watching me, God's watching me.
Yeah. And you're abiding by like a set list of principles.
Yeah. I'm not one of these guys online that will say, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, but then I'm gonna go have a threesome. Like, that's not gonna happen, bro. Yeah. It's not gonna happen. I've not had sex once since I've been a Catholic.
Really?
And that's been 1.5 years. And not only has that been 1.5 years, but if I think back to before I started Appointment Zen, before I started self-improvement, and I didn't have options, now I have options. Like, I've got into religion at the time where I've been increasing my value as a man. So that's been a massive test for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've not had sex once since I've been a Catholic.
That's really fucking impressive.
Yeah. It's
really
been like 1.5 years, man.
I find that far more impressive than if you told me, yeah, I'm banging a new chick every night, man.
Yeah, 100%.
So much more impressive, and you're waiting for your fucking woman, man. You're saving yourself for her. I think that's such a fucking beautiful thing.
Would the world be a better place if men and women just didn't have casual sex and they just waited for their partners?
Yeah, that's what really pisses me off the most about like the red pill guys.
Yeah, it really pisses me off.
They berate women for engaging in casual sex, but then they take zero responsibility. Yeah. It's like it takes 2 to tango, motherfucker.
Exactly.
It takes 2 to tango. Yeah. And like, it all starts, in my opinion, if you're like a manosphere man and like you're like really hard on like self-improvement, masculinity, taking responsibility, why do you take responsibility for everything other than where you put your cock? Yeah, makes no sense to me.
Lack of discipline. Yeah, absolute lack of discipline.
But then they cope with it as well. It's like when people say like, oh, it's just an hour of video games. It's like, oh well, yeah, I'm a man, and like, it
doesn't matter. My body can't. It's
not as destructive for me as it is for women. Like
the thing is, as well, with these men that go on these podcasts, these panels with all the women, and they will sit there and violate these women for 2 hours, just violating them. Yeah, you're a whore. No man's gonna take you seriously. But like, in order for a woman to be in that position in the first place, like men have to have slept with her. Yeah. So you think that
it's probably them as well.
Men think that women should be virgins. Yeah, like in an ideal world, like your partner would be a virgin, in a perfect world. But of course, as a man, even though like I do kind of agree with the argument that it doesn't matter so much if you're a man, but even so, you are adding to the problem. Like, I always see it as be the change that you want to see. If you just stopped being a degenerate, then these girls wouldn't be here in this position to the point where they're getting violated. Because who slept with these girls? Yeah. Was it me? No, it was you, brother.
And I feel like as well, like you really do attract, like you're like a mirror, and what you attract into your life is just a reflection upon yourself. So I feel like if you are more like a hedonistic, like degenerate, like engaging in casual sex and stuff like that, those are the types of women you're going to attract into your life. And then that's going to like create like a self-fulfilling prophecy where you think like, oh, all women are hoes, therefore I should be a hoe, and da-da-da-da-da. When the reality is, if you just had the discipline in the first place to say no to the smelly hole, you would be in a much better position. And you'd have like a wifey tier girl who loves you, respects you, and like saved herself to be yours and all that shit.
Is God going to send you his precious, virtuous daughter if you are not the man capable, and you know what, not the man that actually deserves this woman? Because we're all sons and daughters of God. Would you want your daughter to go be with some cokehead, degenerate, party guy? Oh, he's rich. He's alpha male. He's rich, bro. It doesn't matter. A man's value is based on his accomplishments.
When you put it like that, it's so fucking obvious, isn't it? That's actually like that. Obviously, it made sense in my head, but now it makes even fucking more sense now you've just said that.
Yeah, it's like, would you want your daughter to be with him? No. So God doesn't want his daughter to be with you either, bro.
Oh man. Fucking say it louder for the red pillars in the back, man. Fuck's sake. Oh,
I hate the red pill space, because I think there's a lot of the red pill that men do need to learn. Like I went to, I'm an Adonis school student, and like even Hamza said in one of like the opening videos, like I think men do need to learn about the red pill, but unfortunately the red pill space is just super degenerate now.
Yeah.
But bro, forget the red pill. Just pick up the Christ pill. That's what we need, brother.
Yeah.
We need the Christ pill.
I think there needs to be like a branching away from the red pill in like the male developmental space, because you're right, there is like knowledge there which is like fundamental to having a healthy relationship, like having strong masculine frame, for example. But like you can't, like I couldn't call that red pill advice now, because it's just so shrouded in garbage. Absolute like pickup artist garbage, and like text her, you gotta wait like 2 days before you text her back, and just all this garbage. Like, oh my god, just
women don't deserve your attention, bro. You're a high value man. Don't give them attention unless they're sucking your dick, bro.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's mental.
Absolutely insane.
What brought you, like, did you grow up like believing in God?
No.
What would you say gave you a little bit of a perspective shift to the point where now like you kind of acknowledge that there is a God?
Well, I would say I wasn't conscious until I was like 22 years old. Of anything.
Yeah, that's
anything.
That's fair, and I hear that, bro.
So I couldn't even begin to think about something above me if I wasn't even thinking of myself. It's only when I've started to think of myself and I've started to look after myself where I've realized, oh yeah, there's a lot more to this shit than I could possibly ever understand. And even with my girlfriend, she's got like these spiritual powers which I'll never understand. You know,
it's magical.
Oh, fucking insane. And I get to like tap into that sometimes, and it's like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. And a lot of shit doesn't make any sense to me. And I think for that basis, I find a lot of power in believing in God. I realise that
there's a lot of power in believing in God.
Yeah, because there's no downside.
There's no downside. There's no disadvantage. Like you're a video game player.
Yeah.
As a video game player, you're probably a bit of a nerd like me. I'd consider myself quite a nerd. Very logical.
It's so funny you say that.
I was a very maths guy, you know.
It's funny you say that, because I made a video literally a few days ago, like how to stop being a nerd. And I've redefined nerd, because nerd used to be in school, oh yeah, you'd like your Pokemons and your video games. It's not true, because those guys are now chads. They're you. They're chads, right? You're not a nerd. You're not a fucking nerd by any... I feel like the new definition of nerd is living your life so safe that nothing bad could possibly ever happen to you.
I like that. Yeah.
And I actually talk about when we went to that bar to play cards, and we were doing those dares.
Yeah.
And in any other circumstance, there would be not a fucking chance I'd do that fucking Michael Jackson dare. But I was like, you know what, man? These are the right circumstances where I can like do something embarrassing. I think it's like from childhood trauma. Like I've had experiences where people have put me on the spot to try and embarrass me, and it's nefarious, and then they laugh at me.
Yeah,
so like I have so
much
resistance.
Setting. Like you would have done something like that, and it would be like you'd have like a million mentions, like this guy's posted you on the story, this guy, and like they're trying to at you, they're trying to get the laughs out of you. You know what I mean? But it was just good vibes.
It was the reason why is because it was like masculine camaraderie. Like the circumstances were fair. Anyone could have lost. It was just me. And it's like, bro, Luke just did the one.
Yeah.
I can't not.
And you get a lot of courage from being with the boys, you know. Think of like the Catholic Crusaders, like literally on horseback charging into war.
Yeah.
How scared would you be charging into war by yourself?
Yeah,
because
it wouldn't happen. It's
all the other boys are doing it,
bro, yeah.
and now you're all screaming as well, like ah.
Yeah.
Now like the fear goes away.
You fucking
you just do it.
Jumping in, bro. Jumping into the deep end. But yeah, anyway, I think that's the new definition of nerd.
Okay, nice.
In my opinion. But we were talking about God.
But yeah, just logically, it just makes sense. Like you said, God is very powerful. Let's say that God didn't exist. Let's say that God didn't exist, but you believe in God, but God doesn't exist. You believe in God though, and as a result of you believing in God, you completely change your life around in order to make God proud. You hit the gym, you do the things that you don't want to do, but you know God's watching you.
Yeah.
You know God's watching, and that is the inspiration for you to change your life around. Therefore, even if God is not real in this situation, the power of God was still there because it was still the motivation for you to change your life around.
Yeah.
No one can say that motivation didn't exist because you are now the living proof that it did because you've improved yourself.
Yeah.
So just logically, is believing in God going to make you a better man or is it going to make you a worse man? It's like there's no downside to believing in God.
And also just from a less personal point as well, like it makes the world a better place. Yeah. And I feel like a big push, which we're seeing a shift in real time.
Yes.
More young people like us are finding God. Absolutely. And that's like just crazy to me because I feel like God was so psyoped out of my brain when I was younger. Do you know what I mean?
Insane.
It's like, God is gay, God is vegan, what is shit, like whatever.
Bro, the psyop is insane.
But like there's a massive shift now, and I feel like that's just because we're seeing so much fucking evil in the world.
Yeah.
And with like how we've got the internet now, we see it. Like we see the fucking Balenciaga shit. Did you see the Balenciaga shit?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god, it's just fucking evil, bro. So it's like like it's almost it's like out of desperation almost. Like if there isn't a God, we're just fucked.
Yeah.
We are just fucked if there's not a God.
With God, there is hope, right?
Yeah.
With God, there is hope.
You don't have a fucking choice.
The thing is about the evil that's going on in the world right now as well, it's like, it's easy to feel very powerless against it because these are the people that literally, like, they're behind closed doors. Like, okay, Balenciaga, what do we do about that?
Yeah.
What do we do about these people?
Yeah.
Because everything's behind closed doors, we know it's going on, but we don't really know what to do about it. These are all very powerful people, extremely wealthy people that control everything. Who do we turn to if not God?
Yeah. There's no other choice.
Yeah. Who do we turn to?
It's insane, yeah.
But it is good to see the shift.
It
gives me a lot of hope to see the shift.
You see this so often, like, with so many different things, though. Like, life is a pendulum. And, it, like, for some reason, as humans, we can't just all... Say you're on, like, a canoe. You got, like, your left rowers, your right rowers. Like, we can't all just row in union. It's always, like, the left side's being lazy, and we're going, and then we're fucking going into these rocks there. It's like, fucking hell. And then these guys are like, okay, fine, we'll row for a bit. Like, it's the same shit. You see it everywhere. Like, with like, God and, like, the shift to self-improvement. With the rise of social media, you're getting, like... That's the swing to the, like... fucking retard side, and then like, okay, to counteract this, self-improvement, and it's always like this, so I just find that very fucking interesting.
Do you think the pendulum will ever just start to slow down and lose momentum?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so it's hard to say, right? But what I think right now is there's a lot of prophecies that are like sort of like coming true right now, like that I like. I'm getting into my Bible and I'm getting into this space. I'm really taking my religion seriously.
Yeah.
I'm going to church.
Give us some sauce, bro.
And yeah, because seeing the shift in the market in the next 10, 20, 30 years, I think there's going to be a lot of big changes in the world, like big changes in the world. You know, more psyops, more attacks, more control placed on us. But as a result of all of the extra control and as a result of all the people coming to religion and faith and people waking up to the madness that's going down, I think eventually there will have to be a point where like shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when they start saying like, okay, you're not allowed to leave your home between these times and you've got all these credits and like you're not allowed to spend your money on this stuff. And I think it will get to a point where shit hits the fan. I'm
not so sure,
That's my thoughts.
What scares me most about it is like it's done so incrementally to the point where you don't realise it's fucking happening.
Yeah.
So you don't have that civil uprising.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if you look back to how things were, like, 60 years ago, like, with the economy and stuff, to now, it's like, the economy is, like, completely fucked. But no one gives a shit because it's happened so slowly over, like, 80-year period or so. Scary. It's all very calculated, but, like...
It's very calculated.
the thing is, I just feel like more people are getting clued up to this shit.
Yeah.
What was your like moment where you started to, because obviously you've started your self-improvement, but then I realized there's a different time where you get unplugged as well. Usually you're too like selfish with your energy when you're not on self-improvement to unplug. Do you know what I mean? Because you're like so fucking caught up in all the shit.
Yeah.
But like what was the unplugging moment for you? I feel like there's a really obvious like major world event that happened in the last few years, which I won't say because we'll get fucked, which unplugged a lot of people. Also the rise of a certain funny bald man, I think unplugged a lot of people. What was it for you, man?
For me, I was not really like that conspiratorial, if that's a word.
Yeah.
When the whole, you know, thing happened, I didn't get the things just because I didn't know why though. I didn't know why I didn't get the things. I just had a bad feeling about it, so I didn't get the thing. But as I got into self-improvement, one thing that I did is I actually started my own theme page on Instagram where I was just sort of talking about the things that I was learning on self-improvement. I was watching Hamza's videos, I was reading a load of books on self-improvement, I was reading like a book a week, I was reading loads of books, and I was just sort of documenting like the journey. So I was training, appointment setting, and then I had my theme page there. It's called the Masculinity Club. Cool. And it was like a little community that I built. And through this page was probably like the most beneficial thing for my self-improvement, was just me posting content. Just me post, because when you post content, you reinforce it in your own brain.
That's so fucking true, isn't it?
When you teach something, you just become an expert by teaching, bro. It's like if I'm talking about like the importance of discipline and cold showers and stuff, like what? Am I going to go home and not get a cold shower?
Yeah.
So I started this theme page, and through this theme page, I just connected with so many people that were just so further ahead than me, that had their own pages, that other content creators and stuff like that.
Right.
I think if I didn't start this theme page, I don't think I would be a Catholic right now. I don't think I'd be religious. I don't think I'd have a successful business. And I don't think I'd be this developed in self-improvement.
Wow, bro.
Because of the people that I connected with, that I looked up to on this journey through this theme page. There's one guy that I talk about a lot called Simple Men Blog on Instagram. Just conversations with him. I paid for his program. I paid for a one-on-one coaching call with this guy, and this is someone that helped me a lot on my journey. Simple Men Blog, just a faceless Instagram theme page.
Yeah.
And he was in the same niche as me, a theme page, but he's got like 100,000 followers, and I looked up to, I was like trying to sort of emulate him in a way. And just through talking to these people in this like masculinity space, these people that are Christ-pilled and on self-improvement, all of the Christ-pilled guys know what goes down.
So based.
The Christ-pilled guys know how the world works. And just learning from these guys, and then also watching YouTube videos from like Bishop Mahamari Emmanuel. I don't know if you've seen this guy on YouTube. And just watching like content like in like this from the sort of Christian space, it really like unplugged me, like seriously, because the Christians, the Catholics, they know what's happening and they talk about it, but it's all sort of swept to the side.
Right.
But once you get into the space and you start talking to all these people, everyone knows, but you just don't know about this little community until you're in it.
Wow.
If that makes sense. So that unplugged me.
That's crazy. I never thought you'd get like good networking opportunities from like faceless theme pages.
Well, I did show my face on mine, but some people don't.
Okay.
I did show my face.
That probably helped you get your foot in the door to like actually speak into these guys.
I think a big part, and something that I always tell people that are starting on self-improvement, when you're at like level 1 self-improvement, you're not really like the type of guy that Big G's would want to hang around with. One very easy way to make yourself someone that Big G's would want to hang around with is to start fighting. Because no matter who you are as a man, men respect men that can fight. So with me sharing my kickboxing on my page and stuff like that, it made it really easy for me to connect with guys that were way bigger than me, had no business talking to me, but it just made it easy.
I was saying this with Will on last week's episode. Like, Will reached out to me with a message like, hey man, we both like fighting and we both do business. That's two things we have in common. Let's hang out. And I get a lot of messages of people reaching out to me like, oh, hey man, like, yeah, we should like talk and connect and stuff. And then you go on their profile and it's like, I think Will said like, yeah, it's these guys like cats on there, and it's like, do I want to hang out with this guy? I don't know. Like, but when you go on someone's profile and they sit like Will's profile, for example, like fight in fit shape, you know, high status photos, doing his own business things, and is on my small island where the barrier of entry to just meeting with people is so fucking low.
Just jump on the bike, innit?
20 minutes max, you know, to get anywhere. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah, man, let's fucking hang out. So yeah, 100% fighting. Also, a fucking easy one is like just being able to take good photos.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, think of air, for example. There.
Yeah. with Hamza, just taking good photos, just being decent with, not even like videographer, but like, bro, just being able to take good photos with an iPhone.
Yeah.
I fucking love when I'm out and about and someone's like, oh, Sam, you look pretty cool there, man. Just stay there, let me get a few pics. And I do that for all my friends.
Yeah.
All my friends,
That's
like
leverage.
whenever we're about like, oh, you're looking sick there, bro, boom. That's a good way to
Yeah,
get in as well.
love guys like that, 100%. So those are the skills right there. Learn how to take good pictures and
fucking fight, bro.
fight, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Just leading with value, and then because as men we know like how hard it is to fight and how much discipline it takes. It's like I mean, think of that certain bald man.
The funny bald man.
The funny bald man. He got rich because he could fight. He didn't get rich through kickboxing. He got rich through his casinos that he started in Romania from approaching the mafia because he had a relationship with the mafia because he was a kickboxer and they used to watch his fights.
Really?
And that's how he networked with the mafia, and then they let him open a casino. He spoke about this on his page somewhere.
Wow, bloody!
That's how funny bald man got rich, you know.
From being able to fight. You nearly said his name there. Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah. Oh wow, that's networking with the mafia is crazy.
Yeah, but because he could fight.
Yeah, it's fucking in
like these like fat rich mafia guys.
Yeah. They
can't fight. You know, so they respect that this guy is able to do something that they can't.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably why the UFC has just boomed in popularity, because it's like, it's the one thing any man can respect.
Yeah.
Some guys you'll find they respect like a basketball player.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck personally. I don't care about any other sport. Football is massive in the UK. Like, oh, well, Manchester United.
Never catch me watching football. Bro.
Do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
The only thing I give a shit about is fighting.
Yeah.
Because that is like the most primal shit you could fucking do.
Gladiators, bro.
Yeah, it's gladiator shit. It's just, you can't not respect it.
You can't not,
it's fucking impossible. So you're absolutely right.
Are you gonna have a fight one day, Ron?
I was about to ask you about that. Like, what would you say to someone who is like struggling with the idea of juggling their business stuff with also fighting? Because obviously they're two things, they're two titans of time. They're just gonna fucking eat away at your attention.
It's a really good question. Yeah. It's a really good question.
Because you're just about to ask me about me. It's like that's my biggest fucking like question mark.
It's a really good question, and for me, as someone that last year, 2023. I started my business from scratch, from 0 to 20k a month in 1 year. And in that same period, I also had 6 boxing fights.
That is insane.
So I'm a good person to ask about this. And unfortunately, the answer for me is last year, I didn't have a life.
Yeah. You told me you didn't go on a single date.
I didn't go on a single date at all last year. Friendship group was small, wasn't really going out meeting friends and stuff like that. I was just grinding. I went on 2 little breaks, 2 holidays. I went to Egypt and I went to Kos with my bro. But apart from that, the whole year was like monk mode, if you will.
Right.
Just locked in, grinding, business, gym, boxing. That's it. But if I'm to give someone advice, and this is how I'm going to live my life this year moving forward as well, because I'm definitely not going to go social autist mode and do that again, is in order to have balance, you can literally train once a week, twice a week, boxing, kickboxing, an hour and a half sessions. That, like, even though you'll be tired and it takes a lot of mental energy and stuff, you can make it happen, because as we spoke about earlier, it's these limiting beliefs that we put in ourselves. We don't think we can handle it, but we can. Yeah. And once you start doing it, you get used to it and you can deal with a lot more than you think.
2 times a week is very manageable.
Very manageable, yeah.
But then, like, in terms of having a fight, you want to be training far more than that, surely.
So, for people that are looking to manage it all having a fight, what I would say is traditionally, before you have a fight, you'll have a fight camp. The weeks leading up to the fight, you'll have a fight camp. Now, for me personally, that's not really happened, because I'll always just get fights on 2 weeks' notice. Like, oh, do you want to fight like next Saturday, mate? And I'm like, all right, mate.
just rolling off the sofa, fucking moving the beer cans out of the way. Like, oh, I guess so.
yeah. So, but because I was ready and I was like on autist mode, like it was fine. But for most people, like, what's going to happen is if you sign up for a fight, you'll have maybe 8 weeks to prepare for the fight. So, okay, there's 52 weeks in a year. There's a lot of weeks in a year. Maybe if you just wanted to have one fight, your first fight, and you was just like, okay, I know I'm not going to have a life for the next 8 weeks. I'm not going to be able to spend as much time with my family as I'd like to, as much time as my friends as I'd like to. But this 8 weeks is going to really have the biggest impact on my character development. It's going to make me a better man to the point where my family are going to appreciate that. My family are going to be proud of me. And I'm actually going to be a better protector and provider for them because of this. It's just a temporary sacrifice. A lot of professional fighters, what they'll do as well is they'll have their 8 weeks training camp in a different country away from their family, sometimes at elevation. So they're training all day, every day.
A lot of guys come to Thailand.
Yeah. There's a lot of good fighters that.
Alexander Volkanovski, Piotr Jan, Valentina Shevchenko, they all train.
Faziev,
Hamzat Chimaev.
Has he been in Thailand? Okay. Obviously.
Tiger Muay Thai.
Obviously, we've got Hagi. He stays out here. Yeah. So
I've seen him here.
Yeah.
On this island.
I went to
in Akbar.
In Akbar. Oh,
on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day in Akbar, I saw him.
He's having a day off on Christmas.
Good for him.
Savage guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of these guys will literally they'll go away from their family and stuff for 8 weeks to train for this fight. It's like, I think guys that you can manage your business. You can still manage your business in fight camp. That's manageable. But you're not going to be able to manage business, gym, boxing, and a life in the build up to this fight. That's not going to happen. But you can manage maybe business and the fight. Those are two things that you can keep running. You can have the fight, and then what's going to happen after the fight is the weight's been relieved from your shoulders. You feel so free. You feel so proud of the work that you've just put in for 8 weeks. You've knocked the fuck out of this guy. You knocked the fuck out of this guy. All your family are there supporting. Like, they know where you've been. They get it. They get why you've not been there. They're so proud of it, and now you can just go back to life and you can enjoy yourself.
A new man.
Literally a new man. Yeah. Exactly.
Damn, bro.
Well, me, it was a bit shit because I've lost one of my boxing fights, and it was my first fight. It was my very first fight, so that was shit.
What, with that guy who you rematched?
That guy that I rematched. That was my first boxing fight. And I lost.
You what's your main kickboxing?
So I kickboxed for a lot of years. I lose track of it. I started kickboxing maybe when I was 15. I started boxing when I was maybe 19. I do both. I fought in kickboxing tournaments. I've never had an official kickboxing fight, only tournament. And then when I was self-improvement, and it's different. A tournament is kind of easier barrier to entry. You're not knocking each other out and stuff. I wanted to test myself, and I was I want to have a boxing fight. It started off as just want one. Just to test myself, just to go in there and do it. I was really just enjoying boxing at the time. And the thing is, because I was working so hard as an appointment setter as well, again, it's the management thing. I couldn't keep training 12 times a week as a kickboxer. And the amount of training that goes into kickboxing is insane. So I knew, okay, I can train boxing 3 times a week. I can manage that. That's manageable with everything else that's going on. I was training boxing 3 times a week. Had my first boxing fight. I was only going to have one, but then I lost, and it pissed me off a lot because I don't even think I should have lost. I was just pissed off, so then I just had to keep fighting. I was supposed to have a rematch in December with the same guy. Something happened, he went to get married in Ethiopia apparently. So literally 5 days before the fight, he pulled out because he had to go get married. Do you not know you're going to get married?
Yeah, right. Is that just a surprise marriage or something?
Yeah, bro. Do you not know you're going to get married, brother? So I ended up fighting some other brother on 5 days' notice. I beat the fuck out of that guy, beat the shit out of him, and then after beating the shit out of this guy, I was like, yeah, this feels good. Yeah. And then I had loads of fights. Okay. And then that all build up led to finally having the rematch. He had loads of wins.
He ducked you for a while?
Ducked me for a while, but we're supposed to have a trilogy, because it's 1-on-1 now. It's 1-on-1 now.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to have a trilogy in February. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to fight me.
Really?
He didn't want the fight. He got offered the fight. He didn't want to.
Ooh, what did you do to him, man?
I mean, yeah.
Was it a KO?
It wasn't a KO. It was a decision victory.
You took him to the depths, bro.
I think it was just the skill difference. It was a completely different fight. He couldn't hit me. I figured him out completely. He couldn't do anything.
You've been studying this motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Every fight that he had throughout that period, he was my target, bro.
Yeah.
He was my target.
There's so much power in having an enemy like that, you know.
Bro, I find so much motivation in getting pissed off. In my office at home, I've got a whiteboard of all my competitors in the appointment setting agency space. Whenever someone comes to my house, they're like, "Why have you got a load of guys' faces in your office?"
Of skinny neck geeks.
Skinny neck motherfuckers. And it's if they can fucking do it, they can make 200 grand a month. There's no reason why I can't. And the fact that skinny motherfucker right there is making 200 grand a month pisses me off. And I get so much motivation from that. So much motivation.
Oh, it's good, man. A lot of people would call that toxic. What would you say to that?
Oh, I'm sure people couldn't call my entire personality toxic, but, you know, it works for me, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
What does David Goggins talk about? It's taking souls.
Take some souls.
Like he's trying to compete just to take souls, bro. Yeah, power in that, bro.
A lot of power. Same with like your brother.
Yeah.
Just, competitive.
Everyone gets motivation in different ways. So I get motivation from getting pissed off. Probably not the best source of motivation, but it helps me.
I bet you get like a lot of motivation from things like God and like looking after your people and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
One thing about like once you get to a point where you are financially stable and you've got that freedom there is you start to just have deep conversations with yourself about like what actually matters. Like, does making more money matter? Okay, I'm at 20k a month. Like, do I need to make 50k a month? Because I was obsessed with 50k a month. That's a nice number to me. But then you just start to have those deep conversations with yourself, like what matters, what is my mission, what is my purpose, what impact can I have on the people around me, and that's of course the greatest source of motivation that you can have, right? A man's priority. You've read Way of the Superior Man, of course.
Yeah.
A man's priority is always his purpose, right?
Yeah. So what's your current purpose looking like? Because it changes, right? You've got your layers. What
layer
are you
of course. As men, like our purpose is always going to change, and that's completely normal, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. Last year, my focus was just on building my business and having my boxing fights, hunting this brother down. So this year, I've come into the new year. I think I really want to spread this message of Christian masculinity.
Yeah.
To really just break the psyop of like this gay version of Christianity.
Yeah.
Like no, like as Christians, like we need to prioritize our self-improvement. Like we need to lead by example. That's the most important part, right? We need to actively speak out against the evil in the world, because otherwise nothing's going to change. That's what I want to put a big focus on moving forward. My YouTube, I've started posting daily on YouTube. YouTube was never a thing for me to like build an audience. I didn't care. It was just there to nurture my leads for business.
Yeah.
That's why I had you. And you, by the way, if anyone's watching this and you're starting a business, starting an agency or something, YouTube is such a powerful tool for nurturing leads. You don't even need to go viral. Just your leads being able to see your YouTube content and like, oh yeah, you know, this guy knows what he's talking about. Oh yeah, that's actually really smart. That it really does help convert customers. But now, I just want to grow my tribe, build an audience, spread this message. That's my focus for this year. What about you, bro? I'm actually really curious about this one.
I think I've been at a stage with my messaging. I've been very like confused and muddy with my messaging to my audience, you know, trying to like find my footing and stuff. I think my current purpose is to literally, it's been the same for like over a year now, but it's like to help young men who are in the fucking trenches, I like to say, in the trenches, struggling with their mental health, much like how I was. And I think over the last year and a half, I've not done a great job of that, you know.
What makes you say that?
Like the way I speak to people, speak to them, is not becoming of someone who understands. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I've had the wrong idea of like, no, you have to be like kind of like aggressive and mean and polarizing to like gain the audience and stuff. And I think with that, I turned a lot of people away from what my actual core message is. So I've literally for like the last 9 months, I've had like very little focus on the side of like money making. I've not really had any monetary goals. It's literally just been like, I want to fucking reach more guys who need that. And my entire obsession over the last 9 months has been trying to figure out how to reach those guys without like pissing them all off every other video. And I think a big component of that's just been like, how would I say this? I don't know, it's just this like aggressive, funny bald man-esque like do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a pipeline of like masculinity content.
Yeah.
And like funny bald man is up here. Yeah. He's got so much like credibility that like he can sort of just be a bit like aggressive with his messaging. And then you've got someone like Hamza on like the lower end who like really thrives off being like the older brother. And I guess I've just been trying to find my way along that fucking pipeline, you know, and I feel like I've been misplacing myself quite a lot and turning a lot of people away.
Do you think your content right now is like the authentic you? Because I think that's what will always sell the best and always help the most people, is just authenticity because people can just feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Andrew Tate is authentic.
That's true. Yeah.
I said the name.
Funny Board Man.
I think for Funny Board Man is just authentic.
Yeah. I don't think I've been as authentic as I should have been, but I think I'm like finding that now. I'm like grounding myself a lot more. I'm humbling myself a lot more.
You know what I think with my channel is I actually think I started to turn into more of a pussy when I was focused on the money too much, because I was really like, actually noticed this. Like I watched my first YouTube video that I recorded, which was just like a self-improvement video of me sat on my sofa. This was before I even had the business. I watched the first YouTube video I ever recorded, and then I watched my recent YouTube video, which was about business. And I was talking in so much of a higher pitched voice. I was speaking so much softer, and I was speaking so much more salesy and like this way, because I knew this is what, like, positive reinforcement. This is what's getting money in my bank account.
Yeah.
This is what's nurturing my business leads, rather than just pissing people off and that guy sounds like a dick. I don't want to work with him. I actually found myself being more of a pussy, being in this entrepreneurship space, focused on money, rather than being in the self-improvement space. So now for me, yeah, it's kind of similar, just recentering myself, making content that is authentic to me.
Yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill as well. Like just being on camera.
Being on camera is such a high leverage skill in 2024.
It is, and it's also not as simple as you'd think. Because like
not easy at all.
You need to like look into the lens and not see a lens, but see like a specific person who like really needs to mine this value from you. And one of the practices I've started to do, which has made a enormous difference in terms of like how I come across on camera with my authenticity, is I literally spend one day a week, every Monday. This is my least favorite day. I spend the entire day listening to like my old playlists that I used to listen to when I was depressed.
Okay.
I'm like revisiting like stories and fucking like trauma and memories, and like I'm planning out my videos for the week on that day. The entire day is just like I'm locked in my dungeon, just like putting myself in that space, because like frankly my life is like awesome now. But
you still have to relate.
Exactly. So that's like a practice I've started to do, which has really helped me out as well, and it's like it's grounding me. Like I was that guy. I am the shit now. I'm so cool now, right? But that's not the Sam that they need to. That is the Sam that they need to hear from, but they need to have it coming in a tone which is like helpful, and like I was that guy and I felt those emotions, and now I'm able to tell you how to fix things. It's so hard to explain, but that helps me out so massively, like grounding myself that way.
What advice would you give to a small YouTuber?
I'd say show up every day, because I think generally speaking your first 20 to 100 videos, depending on how much time you spent on camera, are going to be shit.
I've just hit the 100 video mark.
We're up from here, baby.
I
think your videos are really good though. But I'd say that, show up every day. I'd also say spend a considerable amount of time thinking about the guy that you're actually speaking to when you look into the lens. Who is this guy? My guy's called Ben.
Called Ben?
He's called Ben. He's from Liverpool.
From Liverpool? Why Liverpool?
I don't know.
You're from Birmingham, man.
Yeah, it's Liverpool. Liverpool, okay. He likes memes, he plays video games, he's got a massive list of things which trouble him. And my job is to speak to Ben and try and help him wrap his head around things. Not fix him, but to just point him in the right direction. Because frankly, like when I was going through that transformation, I had someone who would fucking show up for me every single day. And like I was on a podcast before, and this guy asked me like, if you could go back and give younger Sam one bit of advice, what would it be? And I was just like, I can't answer that, because buy Bitcoin. You know what I mean? It's like the reason why I was able to change the way I have is because I had someone who would show up for me every single day, and I'd make tiny incremental changes on a day-to-day basis, which has ultimately completely transformed my life. It wasn't just one thing, so it's very hard. So I'd say show up every day, power level your skill of being on a camera. I had the benefit also of I used to stream on Twitch, so I spent 8 to 12 hours a day on camera. I'd stream religiously.
Was streaming, like, did you make money from streaming?
Nah.
No?
Nah, not really, man.
Because it's like one thing that every game always thinks about. Oh, should I start streaming?
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, I want to be a streamer, man. That's such a dream job. They're all depressed.
Yeah.
They're all horribly depressed, and like they're drama frogs. They're very feminine. Like, oh, it's terror. It's no life, man.
This is something that I've had like a controversial opinion on. I always get like comments telling me to kill myself about this stuff.
Here we go.
The video game. Obviously, I was a big video game guy. Now when I speak out against like, video games, how like it literally was ruining my life. Video games, oh yeah, it's fun bro, like I'll have some fun, you need a rest bro, but like it was ruining my life. And then whenever I speak about video games being bad, there's always some sort of pushback like, oh but people make so much money playing video games bro, like you can be a streamer. And I'm like, being a streamer is a shameful way for a man to make a living.
I used to think it was like so awesome.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
I used to think that was the dream.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people watching this would think that's the dream. The ultimate conclusion is, yeah, it's never going to be as fun as you think it is. It's going to be a lot darker. You are now not only having the stimulation in the video game, but you have the chat here, and now you've got to worry about all these people's opinions whilst you're playing the video game. You're not even going to enjoy the video games anymore probably by the end of streaming. And then also it's just you're not providing no value to the world, right? As like you're streaming video games, you're adding to the problem.
Yeah.
I really like to just live by that philosophy, you know, just sort of be the change that you want to see rather than adding to the problem.
Yeah.
Just try and provide value to the world. I've got an interesting question. I don't know if it's for the podcast, but
yeah, sure.
One thing that I think can be a problem is like over consuming content. Like when you're constantly absorbing the opinions of like 50 different guys on a day-to-day basis, it's sort of like goes in one ear and out the other, and it's just noise. It's just noise and stimulation that you don't really gain from. So I'm all about like just choosing like a few guys that you look up to, that you think that they've got your best interest at heart and you want to be more like. Choosing just a handful of guys and only consuming content from just that handful of guys. I think that's something that has helped me massively. Like my handful of guys, I've got Homozy, Goggins, Big Bro Hamza, of course. I've got like my small handful of guys there that has helped make me me. So there's going to be some guys out there that maybe are subscribed to you. They're just watching content, like they watch YouTube every day when they're eating their breakfast, and like they can't just eat a meal without watching YouTube. There's going to be guys out there that just over-consume content, and it feels productive, when in reality, it might not be so productive if you're consuming information from a million different people. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It is a double-edged sword because you don't want to end up in an echo chamber either.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of echo chambers on the internet.
Yes.
No, I think I disagree. Generally speaking, I think I disagree. I think you should be open to like many different opinions. I think there's a lot of power in valuing other people's opinions over other people, for sure, because they have more credibility and stuff. But I think you should always be open. I do think you should be very conscious of how you're using your time, though. I definitely agree with that. There's definitely a ton. Oh my god, a ton of mental masturbation.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Just like singing to the choir type of shit, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I speak to a lot of guys, like even like alpha setters. I'll ask them, okay, like what's your daily routine like right now? Because they're trying to scale as an appointment sale, trying to keep scaling. Okay, you've hit your first like 1K a month or something. How can we get you to the next level? What does your daily routine look like? I'll do my work for between this time and this time, then I'll go gym, and then I'll just get home and watch YouTube for a few hours. And
that's crazy, like having like a time slot for YouTube.
Few hours of YouTube per day is a lot of time. Like, what do you consume in a few hours?
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah, and
I'm trying to think how I consume YouTube.
There's a lot of that. I mean, when I was younger, like, I'd get home from school, I'd watch like the Phase guys on YouTube, like trick shotting on VO2, and then I'd log on to Xbox. Like I'd have my little YouTube sesh. I'd watch all the videos in my subscriptions, maybe for like 50 minutes, and I'd jump on Xbox. So I was a YouTube guy. But I think like for guys in self-improvement, I think you have to be able to tap out of that a little bit, rather than just watching like a million different guys. I think you also do have to find your own way in a sense.
Yeah, that's the thing, like the advice is generally same-ish. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the same-ish advice, it just depends on how someone is delivering it, who they are, who you resonate with, whose story. I mean, that's the main thing with YouTube. You hear that a lot with storytelling, is such a big thing. It depends whose story that you resonate with the most, and I think like one of the highest ROI skills you can have is the ability to tell stories. Yeah. And I'm actually going to be starting to read some books on like storytelling.
You are great at storytelling. You're already good.
You think so?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very like descriptive, like you paint the picture. Something that I want to improve on. Something that I was asking Hamza about as well, because
it's like Hamza's a master.
It's a really good skill.
Hamza's a fucking master. It is a really good skill, because that's what like I I was watching an old Hamza video like last week, and it's like an hour and a half video of him talking about one topic. And I saw it in the feed, and I was like, when I make a YouTube video, I got 20 minutes max, and I run out of steam. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this video. I'm not even gonna listen to what he says. Really, I'm just gonna like analyze what's actually happening. I'm 8 minutes in, and he's still telling one story. 8 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's my like average runtime for an entire YouTube video. I've told a story in a minute. And then the other 7 minutes, I'm like, okay, you should do this and this and this and this. Hamza has spent the entire time telling one story, and he's still got more to go. Wow, that is insane. And I didn't stop watching it. I was watching it and I was like, I'm enthralled. That is storytelling, bro. It's insane.
It's like when you read a book.
Yeah.
Like, how short would the book be if it was just the information?
That's why Goggins' book's so enthralling.
Yeah.
Because he's got insane stories and great storytelling.
Yeah.
His writer did a very fucking good job on that book.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Yeah. Storytelling is insane.
Yeah. The storytelling is what is going to change your audience lives. It's going to be... Storytelling is that thing where it's like, I was on my bed playing Smite, and Hamza's telling his story, video games, and, you know, going out to the club with dirty girls, blah, blah. Hamza was telling his story, and it resonated with me. It touched my soul. Yeah. And then I deleted Smite.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I do my sort of ritual on the Monday, because, like, I'm grounding myself to that guy who has those stories. Whereas now my stories are a lot more exciting.
I'm going to implement that. I'm definitely going to implement that.
Really? You're going to try to fucking revisit in the... Yeah. Bro, the big thing is the music.
Yeah.
I have a specific playlist where
that's what I'll do.
I listen
I'll do
to my
that,
sad
bro.
shit.
I'll do that, bro. Like,
let me know how that goes.
Because my music has obviously changed so much, especially getting into Christianity and stuff like that. Again, there's another rabbit hole.
I listen to like old-timey stuff most of the time now.
So... I'm going to do that because for me, Mondays are always for conquest. That's a thing that we've got in Alpha Setters. You'll see a load of the Alpha Setters. They'll post like a gym photo on a Monday saying hashtag Mondays of conquest. That's the thing we've got.
Nice. I like that, bro. My Mondays are the complete bloody opposite.
But like what you just told me, like that's like a very, very important and horrible part of the week. What Mondays are for conquest, what that means is to do the hard shit on the Monday. Like all of like the worst stuff that you've got for the week.
Yeah, Mondays
you do it man. For the Monday. So that is Monday conquest. And I'm gonna give that a go. I'm gonna implement that 100%.
Let me know how that goes, bro. What was your like depressing days? What did they really like look like?
Oh, so before I could drive, so a little bit of context. So I got into door-to-door sales when I was 17 in college. Had a great time in door-to-door sales. I felt like I found my thing. Door-to-door sales, then I had my own cold calling team as well for a home improvement company. And then the thing hit, 2020, lost my sales role. Right. Looking for a job, needed a job, got a job at Amazon Fulfillment Center. And those days for me, like if I look back at dark days, it was that. Yeah. It was before I could drive,
about Amazon,
waking up at 4:45 in the morning, she just clothes on, had to get 2 buses to get there. I'd just go to sleep on the bus because it was just far. I didn't have an alarm. I'd just pray that I woke up. I'm like really weird. I'm really autistic with it though, bro. Like, I would always wake up like perfectly on time, just instinctually, bro.
It's so funny how that works.
Yeah. Like I never missed the stop. I'd just wake up, bro. Like you can't.
It's like you're conscious enough to like realize when. Sometimes I'm like the night before. I'm like I need to wake up at like this time for like a meeting or something, and then my alarm doesn't like fucking work or something, but I wake up anyway, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Can I tell you something really weird that happened to me once, and this really stuck with me as well.
Yeah, go on.
And this was before I was religious, and this really like fucked with me. Like, so I'm asleep, and I needed to wake up for something like important, and I was asleep, and I set like a few alarms, but for some reason the alarms didn't go off.
Right.
The alarms didn't go off, and it was like past like the latest alarm, but like just past it.
Yeah.
And I'm knocked out asleep. And what happened, weirdly, is I just woke up to a slap on the face. And conveniently, like the perfect time, like 1 minute after my last alarm should have gone off, I was knocked out unconscious. Conveniently, a book just fell off my bookshelf and slapped me in the face and woke me up.
Really?
I was like, what the fuck? That's mad. That really fucked with me. That was mad.
That's crazy.
And there was one time when I was on the bus to Amazon as well where I was pretty knocked out. I might not have woke up. And one of the guys that worked at Amazon woke me up. I'd never spoke to this guy before, but he was on the same bus. And he came and woke me up at the stop. I was like, bro, it's a stop. So it's weird. It's like you got like a little guardian angel.
A little guardian angel, bro. Making sure you go hit the oil rig for Jeff Bezos in time.
Yeah. For those Amazon days, brother, I'd get to work. We'd start. I think it was 7 o'clock start. in the morning, pitch black outside, this big metal box. There was no windows in this building, no nothing. Just on a station, it's COVID, you've got to wear your masks, you're not allowed to talk to anyone, you've got screens separating all of the individual workstations so you can't communicate. Just there, 10 hours, 12 hours, just packing boxes, sending it, packing boxes, sending it. The most mindless shit ever. So 10-hour shifts of doing this, 60 hours a week, peak time through like Christmas and stuff. I was doing this, and then I was just getting the bus home at like 6:30, and another 2 hours bus ride on the way home. I'd just go to sleep again. I'd get back, Smite on, just play Smite, and probably just get pissed off and go to bed in a bad mood because I lost. You know, that was the dark days.
See, now if you was to fucking revisit those memories like you just did, the energy that you bring onto a camera when you're telling these guys, you're fucking, it does not have to be this way.
Yeah.
You can, like, look at you now.
Yeah.
Look at you fucking now.
Yeah.
Like, that energy is going to be, like...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it makes such a massive difference in such an ultra-competitive game like
100%.
Like YouTube. Like, you need to feel those fucking emotions.
Yeah.
I have no doubt if you start to, like, sit down, listen to your music, fucking place yourself back on that fucking bus, in that metal box, mate.
Yeah, because that will get me. Because like that was really, really dark days, you know.
That sounds like AIDS. And the thing is, it's the polar opposite of where you are now. You don't catch a bus to get to work.
I don't.
You don't have to be in a fucking box. You're working with your boys, your brother.
Yeah, forget the no sunlight all day. Like, I'm in the sunlight all day.
Yeah, you do whatever you want. You work on your own terms. You don't have to wake up at silly o'clock if you don't want to. You have freedom. Yeah. That's what you have. And that is the most fucking valuable thing you can have as a man. Yeah. And you've earned that through appointment setting. Yeah. And I can teach you how. Join Alpha Setters.
Alpha Setters, bro.
There you go, bro. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, you're right.
I think we'll wrap it up there, though, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That was a fucking awesome podcast, though.
Yeah, great talk, bro.
Yeah. And
so much in common.
Yeah, a crazy amount in common. Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm going to miss you, bro.
Oh, bro, I said this to your brother. I saw your brother in the gym, and I said, I have no doubt I'll see you guys again.
Yeah, for sure.
Within 9 months, I reckon you'll be back.
Yeah. 100%. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I've got some guys. I'll be bringing more guys with me next time as well.
Yeah, well, get the whole gang out, get a compound, Alpha Setter compound.
Alpha Setter compound, yeah.
Do some more fight clubs.
We need like a little grotty basement as well for Fight Club.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Yeah, I'll do some sourcing. But, Temi, absolute fucking pleasure.
Been a pleasure, bro. Thanks a lot. Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching, boys. Temi, where can the boys find you, man?
So, at Temi Lowery on Instagram. Shoot me a message if you need any help with anything, any questions. And also, at Temi Lowery on YouTube. Super simple. Oh, wow. Crazy.
God is watching.
Bro, it's mad.
That is insane.
Mad.
Take the Christ pill, boys.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's mad.
Fucking awesome.